At the end of his life, Martin Luther King Jr. was working on a campaign to ensure all Americans had a dignified standard of living with what is now referred to as a universal basic income, or as he called it,
a guaranteed minimum income for all people and for all families of our country.
Hi, I'm Matt Orfala, and here's 5 reasons why MLK supported a guaranteed income. Reason number 1, automation.
The problems which are developing as a result of automation and cybernation.
As far back as 1961, MLK saw a new economic trend of automation dissolving jobs. He called it a catastrophe and said, black and white, we will all be harmed unless something grand and imaginative is done.
A true revolution of values will soon look uneasily on the glaring contrast of poverty and wealth. It will look at thousands of working people displaced from their jobs with reduced income as a result of automation, while the profits of the employers remain intact, and say this is not just.
If a work program is impractical, we are demanding a guaranteed annual income at levels that sustain life in decent circumstances.
Reason number 2, poverty.
Poor, black and white are still perishing on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity.
MLK wrote he was convinced a guaranteed income was the most effective solution to poverty. He argued past anti-poverty programs failed because they were sluggish, entangled in bureaucracy, and indirect.
We are likely to find that the problem of housing, education, instead of preceding the elimination of poverty, will themselves be affected if poverty is first abolished. The poor transformed into purchasers will do a great deal on their own to alter housing decay.
Number 3, meaningful work. Many people are worried that if we had a guaranteed income, people would no longer work. But MLK disagreed.
The fact is that the work which improves the condition of mankind, the work which extends knowledge and increases power and enriches literature and elevates thought, is not done to secure living. It is not the work of slaves driven to that task either by a taskmaster or by animal necessities.
In a nutshell, MLK argued even if people didn't need a paycheck, they would still perform valuable work. Like working to raise the next generation, working to improve oneself, or working to improve situations and solve problems that affect us all.
In a state of society where want is abolished, work of this sort could be enormously increased.
Reason number 4, America can afford it.
A guaranteed annual income could be done for about $20 billion a year. And if our nation can spend $35 billion a year to fight an unjust, evil war in Vietnam and $20 billion to put a man on the moon, it can spend billions of dollars to put God's children on their own 2 feet right here on earth.
We are arrogant in professing to be concerned about the freedom of foreign nations while not setting our own house in order.
Reason number 5, liberty. America is celebrated as the land of liberty, but MLK argued, if you have no income, you have no liberty.
We read one day, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But if a man doesn't have a job or an income, he has neither life nor liberty, and the possibility for the pursuit of happiness. He merely exists.
Now, one of the answers, it seems to me, is a guaranteed annual income, a guaranteed minimum income for all people and for all families of our country.
President's Commission on Technology, Automation, and Economic Progress recommended these things some time ago. Nothing has been done. The leading businessmen have said that these things should be done. Nothing has been done. I submit nothing will be done
until people of goodwill put their bodies and their souls in motion. One day we must come to see that an edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring.
There is nothing more powerful in all the world than an idea whose time has come. Black people, Mexican Americans, American Indians, Puerto Ricans, Appalachian whites, all working together to solve the problem of poverty.
Hi, I'm Matt Orfala. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help me make more videos by supporting me on Patreon.
I believe we ought to do all we can and seek to lift ourselves by our own bootstraps, but it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.